Good morning and welcome to Sunday of the 2021 Weekend to Conquer Cancer. I'm Steve Merker, the Chief Walk Guy, and joining me is Melissa Stedman, the Chief Walk Gal. We've had people running and walking on Friday and Saturday, and I'm really stoked and looking forward to what's going to happen today. This is our first year combining the Journey to Conquer Cancer and Weekend to Conquer Cancer, two major events coming together, raising nearly $190 million to date. This is the weekend's 19th year, and we look forward to seeing you at one of our pit stops or virtually on social media. Mel, how many runners and walkers are lacing up this weekend?
Steve, this weekend we have 3,000 people participating from near and far. They're taking steps in honor of someone who has been affected by cancer. Even though many of us are apart again this year due to COVID, it proves we can still come together, connected by our why, to raise funds for cancer research at the Princess Margaret, a cancer center that's near and dear to our hearts.
And we know why people participate is paramount. Our longest standing participants are no doubt driven by our mission to conquer cancer. And I'd like to highlight Marilyn Hockman of Team Walking for Our Heroes, one of our eldest participants at 82 years young. Wow. Marilyn is a 19-year walker, which is inspiring, and other superstar 19-year walkers include Bib Souls, Jennifer Hall, Leslie Noble, Barb Myers, Harold Denoff, and Kathy Chamberlain.
Talking about commitment, our top individual fundraisers this year include Sas Kazam, closing in at $55,000, Sydney Waldman, just over $55,000, Cindy Leader, just over $53,000, and Nancy Carroll at $51,000. Incredible.
And Mel, here's a fun fact on Cindy. Cindy's granddaughter, Lulu, just celebrated her 1-month birthday and is our youngest officially registered participant in the weekend. Cindy's team, the M Movers and Shakers, is our third highest community fundraising team at over $54,000 raised. Our top two community teams include the Pharmacy All-Stars at $115,000 and then Kazam Cure at $55,000.
On the corporate side, we have Team Visa in third with almost $70,000 raised. In second, Team RBC at $75,000 raised. And a new leader this year, Team American Express, with over $84,000 raised. Team American Express has now surpassed their $1 million raised since they started supporting the weekend back in 2009. Congrats to Sue, Lisa, Carrie Ann, and the rest of the team at American Express.
And a shout out to our school teams, our next generation participants that we expect to be our future leaderboard members. Havergirl, Crescent, Bishop Strawn, and Upper Canada College, all participating and have now raised close to $20,000. Thank you to everyone who has raised even $1 for the Weekend to Conquer Cancer, and a special thank you to our champions who have gone over and above in supporting our mission. I'd now like to introduce our brand new President and CEO of the Princess Margaret Cancer Foundation, Mio Yamashita.
Good morning, weekenders. Happy Sunday. It is wonderful to connect with you today. And for those of you who started walking or running yesterday, welcome back. In fact, some of you were so enthusiastic about the Weekend to Conquer Cancer, as am I, that you even started walking on Friday afternoon and Friday evening. But regardless of when you started walking for the Weekend to Conquer Cancer, I want to thank you for your support and I want to welcome you. Now, I don't know about you, but I have found this to be a very emotional weekend, and I think a lot of us are doing a great deal of reflecting. Our sons started back at school this past week, and I know they're reflecting on their experiences being back in the classroom. Maybe you have children or grandchildren in a similar situation, or if you're a young person watching and you're back at school, maybe you're reflecting on your in-person learning experience if you're back in the classroom. Of course, it's also been impossible to ignore the media coverage this past weekend on the 20th anniversary of 9/11 yesterday. And I think many of us have been thinking about survivors from 9/11 as well as people that were lost. As people who are part of our movement to conquer cancer in our lifetime, I know we're also thinking a lot about survivorship and lost loved ones, and it is so critical to walk in their honor if that's what you're doing this weekend, and to show solidarity together as this incredible movement conquering cancer. In fact, you're part of the largest movement to conquer cancer in Canada on behalf of the Princess Margaret Cancer Centre, which is our country's only comprehensive cancer centre. Now, I think some of you might also have watched the US Open yesterday and the final with the amazing Leylah Fernandez. Well, I think it's so disappointing to not achieve the top spot. Leylah clearly exceeded everyone's expectations, and what an amazing, talented, incredible athlete with a super future ahead of her and the whole country behind her. And I hope that's what you feel as part of the Weekend to Conquer Cancer, that all of us are behind you. We are one of Canada's and the world's top 5 cancer centers. We've already accomplished so much together with incredible advancements in genomics and immunotherapy, but the next few years in conquering cancer are going to be absolutely critical. We're looking at things like simple, non-invasive tests to detect cancer, even before a patient might experience symptoms. And that is so important because we can treat that cancer earlier, sometimes even with a simple course of drugs and not something toxic like chemotherapy. We really do believe in a world beyond at the Princess Margaret, a world beyond chemotherapy. I want to thank you for your support. Thank all of our honorary chairs and have a great walk today. The walk is an amazing way on our Weekend to Conquer Cancer to cap off the weekend. Thank you again, everyone. And Steve and Mel, back to you.
Thank you, Mio. And you know, yesterday I walked 38 kilometers and I got to connect with a lot of different walkers and runners out there. And you talked about reflecting, and I had a lot of time to reflect, reflecting about my family's cancer journey and thinking about all the people that I've got to know over the years who also have experienced, unfortunately, a long cancer journey. But I did get to hug, with the mask on, somebody who's participated 19 years in a row in the Weekend to Conquer Cancer, and she's a 30-year cancer survivor. And it was so nice to hug her and reflect on her cancer journey. And I think all of you will be reflecting a lot today as you walk. And as you heard from Mio, we have participants from far and wide, including 5 countries. That includes Ireland, Australia, Portugal. We have 8 provinces across our beautiful country, Canada, and 8 states in the US. I want to make sure you know that discoveries here are like open source code for researchers around the world to build upon. The funds we raise are not just benefiting the people who happen to get treated at Princess Margaret, but for all people globally. And speaking about people from afar, who do we have next, Mel?
Nice segue, Steve. Our next guest is Gail D'Angelo. Gail is a passionate weekend supporter from Thunder Bay, Ontario, who organizes multiple fundraisers throughout the year by selling everything from handmade masks and keychains to giant cookies. She is truly a dedicated fundraiser.
And Mel, not only is Gail a dedicated fundraiser, but you should see her walking dedication. I was in our Strava club last night. I was commenting and liking on the hundreds of activities our Weekender community was uploading. And I saw Gail completed 25 kilometers yesterday, and she plans on doing another 25 today. Gail, over to you.
Hi, wow, thank you for the invitation. This is such an amazing event. I am obviously very excited. Welcome to Thunder Bay. This is me. This is my 9th year participating, and I am actually kind of sad that I'm not in Toronto with everybody, but at the same time, I'm happy that I'm here in Thunder Bay. This gives me the opportunity to share this event with my family and my friends and let them experience a little bit of what got me started. So yes, I started 9 years ago, and it was just, to me, at first, it was just a challenge. I wanted to step out of my comfort zone and do something big. I know a lot of people. I have not personally had cancer, but I have lost a lot of family members. I've had 5 aunts and uncles, numerous cousins. My grandfather had cancer when he passed away. And I went to do this event, and since then it's become even bigger than that, because I've met so many people in Thunder Bay who have been personally treated or received treatment at the Princess Margaret. They've benefited from, the great work that they do there, and they are some of my biggest supporters. In fact, I have a team member who just within the last 2 years has been treated at the Princess Margaret, and we're happy to say she is a survivor. She's finished with treatment, but she still has to go back for follow-up every once in a while. So I'm excited. I've got a team of 10 people walking with me from Thunder Bay. We've got a route planned. We've got volunteers that are coming out to help us and bring us our water and set up refresh stations for us. So it's a whole big event, and I am just so excited. And I can't wait to get back to Toronto next year. That is my goal. That is my hope. That is my plan. It will be my 10th anniversary. And that is exactly what I'm hoping and planning that we can do. So thank you very much. Everybody have a great day walking out there.
Thank you, Gail. Thank you so much for your tremendous dedication and support. Gail's exemplary fundraising this year has earned her many rewards and recognition. As many of you know, we have 2 great incentive programs this year celebrating incredible fundraising efforts, the Path to Perks and the Groundbreakers. One of the recognition highlights this year includes the Trailblazer Walk of Fame, showcasing all participants who raised over $3,000 before August 31st. If you're one of these participants, you'll see your name in lights in front of the Princess Margaret. We wanted to honor this group of leaders and pay tribute to their extraordinary fundraising efforts.
And speaking of extraordinary support, at this point I want to call attention to CIBC, our founding partner. For the past few years, Jane Ewan has been participating as an honorary chair and is a true champion for the weekend. She has personally raised over $25,000. Jane, over to you.
CIBC is proud to sponsor this year's Princess Margaret's Weekend to Conquer Cancer virtual event. As a founding partner of this annual event, our history with Princess Margaret dates back nearly 2 decades. We are honored to champion an organization that is dedicated to creating a future where no one fears cancer. A special thanks to all the runners, walkers, and volunteers for your continued commitment to this event and cause. This weekend would not be possible without you. The reality is 1 in 2 Canadians will be diagnosed with cancer in their lifetime. Several of my close friends and family members, including my father, had cancer. My family and I are forever grateful to the doctors, the nurses, and other healthcare workers who provided such good quality care. It really made all the difference for us. When we continue to come together like we have today, we can make a change. Every step and every dollar raised brings us 1 step closer to ending cancer. Even in such unprecedented times, Canadians have not stepped back, but have stepped up. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for joining me and Team CIBC in participating and raising funds to support life-saving research and to help make the ambition of a future without the fear of cancer a reality. On behalf of everyone at CIBC, we wish you a safe and enjoyable run or walk today, and we look forward to seeing your posts on social media.
Thank you, Jane, and the entire team at CIBC. Our next guest is Munira Premji, a longtime participant and 3-time cancer survivor who has authored her own book. She participates in the weekend to give back to the hospital that helped her survive stage 4 non-Hodgkin lymphoma, stage 3 multiple myeloma, and stage 3 breast cancer, all within a span of 5 years. Welcome, Munira.
Sometimes when I think about my life, I sit in wonder and gratitude that I am still alive. You see, for a period of 5 years, beginning 2012, I was diagnosed with 3 advanced cancers: multiple myeloma, non-Hodgkin lymphoma, and breast cancer. The chemotherapy was tough, the radiation was painful, the surgeries were invasive, and the stem cell transplant was incredibly complex. And yet the memories that remain with me today are the extraordinary doctors and medical practitioners that took such good care of me during this roller coaster period of my life. What stays with me is the way my family pulled together to hold me, particularly my husband Naguib, my son Shane, my daughter Sabrina, and my mom Zara. What stays with me is the love of community, that showered me with support and reminded me of who I was when I had forgotten. You see, you do not do cancer alone. The Weekend to Conquer Cancer is a way for me to give back, to raise funds for cancer research for the Princess Margaret Cancer Center, which is one of the top 5 cancer centers in the world. The statistics are daunting. Nearly 1 in 2 Canadians will be diagnosed with cancer in their lifetime. How can you help? Please consider participating in the Weekend to Conquer Cancer to raise funds for cancer research. I am walking for those who have lost their battle with cancer. I am walking for those who are currently going through cancer and for those who will be diagnosed with cancer in the future. If you can't walk to raise funds, please make a donation. Every dollar matters. Every dollar goes toward cancer research. I am alive today because of the advances in cancer research. And in June this year, against all odds, I was alive to witness the birth of my grandchildren as my son and my daughter both welcomed babies in their homes 3 weeks apart. You know, life is pretty darn awesome when there is hope. And when you participate in the Weekend to Conquer Cancer, you bring hope to those who need it the most.
Thank you, Manira, and congratulations on becoming a grandmother. Hearing your story of survivorship is inspiring. We'd now like to introduce someone who helps ensure patients like Manira have better outcomes in the future. Dr. Fifi Liu. Dr. Liu's research program has been focused on investigating novel molecular therapeutic strategies for human malignancies delivered in conjunction with radiation therapy. She heads up the world's largest radiation medicine program here at Princess Margaret and has over 200 peer-reviewed publications. Fifi, we're delighted to have you back participating in the Weekend this year.
Thank you so much for participating this weekend on the Weekend to Conquer Cancer. Thank you for allowing me to have a chat with you. My name is Dr. Fifi Liu. I'm the chief of the Radiation Medicine Program and the head of the Department of Radiation Oncology here at the Princess Margaret Cancer Center. And so I have been participating in this Weekend to Conquer Cancer for the last 19 years in a whole variety of different ways. I have walked on my own with my team. I have been a captain of the Radiant Walkers team for the last several years. And I've also been a cheerleader, and I've also spoken at these events. And so thank you so much for participating. This is a super fun event that I've really enjoyed participating in all these past years. I have witnessed firsthand all the advances that have been made with the advances in detecting, so that it allows us to be able to find cancers and treat them because they're very early and cure them. I have seen advances made in surgical approaches that have reduced the side effects for our treatments. I have seen the benefits of molecular targeted therapies, immunotherapy, and of course, the precision of our radiation medicine. And so the Princess Margaret is at the forefront of the cancer centers, and the discoveries that we make not only advances the care for our own patients, but also there's a huge amount of knowledge and expertise that's shared with our partners within the city, across the province, across Canada, and beyond on a global stage. And so thank you, walkers, for participating. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I thank you for your energy, your sweat capital, your fundraising talents, and the sharing of the common cause that we have, which is to conquer cancer in our lifetime. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Fifi. Now I'd like to remind everyone to download our Weekend to Conquer Cancer playlist on Spotify. Search for Princess Margaret's The Weekend to Conquer Cancer. Princess Margaret's The Weekend to Conquer Cancer. Upbeat tunes spanning 4 decades to appeal to everyone's taste.
Nothing like a good playlist to pass those kilometers. And speaking of music, the music in my ears is always the official announcement about how much we have raised as a community. Our team of 3,000 participants has currently raised just over $3 million. Yesterday morning, I talked about how we were at 2.9. I said I challenged the Walker community to let's get above 3 million. I'm happy to report we're above 3 million, but we want to get even higher. So keep pushing. I want you to post on social media, ask your network to support you one last time. We want to blow by the $3 million goal, and we need your help.
The last thing we wanted to do before we send you off this morning is to give you a glimpse of one of our weekend pit stops. Joining us live on location is Dave Gilchrist, manager of the Weekend to Conquer Cancer, who can tell us what to expect today. Dave, what's going on at the Princess Margaret Cancer Center?
Good morning, everyone. Great to have you all getting prepped and ready to do your walk and run outside in the Toronto area or in your own neighborhood. I'm David Gilchrist, manager of the Weekend to Conquer Cancer. I am here at the Princess Margaret Cancer Center. So excited to host everyone today. We are open at all our pit stops, rain or shine today, and of course with safety as our #1 priority. I'm just here in front of our photo backdrop and our now famous Walk of Fame with names of our top fundraising trailblazer participants. Not sure if you can see that there, and it continues all along the outside of the Cancer Center in true Hollywood North fashion. And to keep you hydrated and nourished, Coca-Cola, Starbucks, Pickle Barrel, and Rose Reisman have free food here and drinks to keep you recharged. Not to mention, La Roche-Posay is giving away free samples of sunscreen. And last, but certainly not least, if you register on site here today for the 20th anniversary of the weekend, or even if you've already registered, come by and pick up our cool limited edition socks. They're right here. I'm wearing a pair myself. They are awesome. And once registered, simply raise $100 or more on November 1st, and you'll be entered for a chance to win a return flight for 4 from Air Canada to anywhere in North America, Mexico, Hawaii, and yes, even the Caribbean. Looking forward to seeing you all soon. Back over to you, Mel and Steve.
Right on. Thanks, Dave. It looks amazing out there. And folks, yesterday we had over 500 people stop by the pit stop in front of Princess Margaret, and hundreds stop by the other pit stops along the lake. So, you know, as you're out there today enjoying your run or walk, please remember to tag us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Use the hashtag Weekend to Conquer so we can share your experience and spread the word about why you participate. And if you're using Strava, make sure you name your run or walk Weekend to Conquer Cancer. Let's trend on Strava as well. One last housekeeping note. For those participants venturing to or from our Balmy Beach pit stop, make sure you use the Cherry Street Bridge across the Don River. And one other reminder is that we have virtual routes posted on our website. And unfortunately, we're unable to mark all the routes in the city and out of the city. So you make sure you use your phones, use Strava, use Google Maps, and make your way to our pit stops across the city.
That's great, Steve. Thank you. And don't forget, later this afternoon, to check out our Facebook and YouTube pages to watch our recap video from the weekend, where we will announce our fundraising total, like Steve said, on the heels of the event today. Well, the time has come. Thank you, Steve. The time has come.
The time has certainly come.
And it's time to get out there, start your walk or run for the last day of the weekend. Have fun, but above all things, just stay safe.
Absolutely, and we want you to have fun out there. Hopefully we get to see some of you down at the Princess Margaret or at any of our pit stops later today. Are we ready to roll?
I think we're ready to roll.
Okay, walkers and runners.
Ready,
set, go!
Woo!